surprise you if I told you that being a fan of trading card games recently hasn't been exactly great? That was a rhetorical question. It's bad, and it's even worse for kids who don't have enough money to keep up with these guys. So if you're a little kid who, God forbid, wants to gamble for some trading cards but they can't do it in real life, where could they go to do such a thing? Yeah, it's in the title, and my last 4 videos were also about Roblox. Like, were you expecting something else? So the first game we're playing is the game you see on your screen right now, Anime Card Collection. It's the first because it has 14,000 players playing right now. Well, let's see what this game is all about. Oh my gosh, is that Monkey D. Luffy? Wait a second, reverse that. Because before we talk about the game itself, I wanted to talk about the leaderboard. More specifically, the Robux part of the leaderboard because... holy fuck, dude. So if you didn't know, people who make Roblox games can convert the Robux they made from those games into real life dollars. There's also a converter for that. So assuming that this converter is correct, the person who spent the most amount of money has spent this amount, while the person who made this game received this amount. What the fuck? Do the same thing for the top 10 spenders on this game, and... yeah, all of this for a game that's been basically copy and pasted over and over again. I'll explain a little bit more about that in like a minute or so, just give me a moment. So basically the way the game works is that there are these packs that are on this conveyor belt, and you can buy the packs and open them up and they give you a random card. Then that card goes into your binder, in which it generates you some money, and then you can use that money to buy even more expensive packs, which then give you better cards, and then those better cards give you even more money, and then you can use that money to buy even better packs, and you probably get where this game is going. That's it. There's not really much else I can really talk about, to be honest. Wait a second, hold that thought, reverse it again, because there actually is something I can talk about, and that's the fact that this is one of those games that make everything super inconvenient and then sell you a solution to that inconvenience. For example, if you want to collect the money from your cards, you have to individually click every single one of them unless you spend some Robux, and then it'll do it for you automatically. Not only that, but booster packs require a lot of time to open them unless you're willing to shell out a few Robux and you can just skip the wait, you know? In Japanese, there's actually a term that is used to describe these type of games exactly, and that term is Koto Asu. And yeah, going back to the copy and paste thing, if it wasn't obvious to you already, there are a bunch of these games. They're all really similar to each other, with some of them looking like literal reskins of each other. Like, what the fuck? Which makes it easier for me because I can just run through them real quick. Baddie Card... I can't read this with a straight face, bro. So Baddie Card Collection is like the same as the last game, but instead of anime characters, it's just anime girls. Yeah, that's it. YouTuber Card Collection is that instead of anime characters, it's YouTubers. More precisely, a TV version of YouTubers. Then a soccer card is that you collect soccer players instead. I'm pretty sure they directly ripped the cards from like FIFA or something. The last game is Card Collectors, and you know what? This is the least bad. Not because it adds anything special, but because everything isn't AI generated, and at least you get a cute looking model of some Pokemons. The whole thing about these games is that you're basically just pulling cards for the sake of getting quote-unquote money, just to pull more cards. Like, there isn't a game attached to them. In other words, these games basically just simulate the rush of opening cards, except for the fact that these cards are worth fuck all. So I'm gonna categorize these games as pack slop because they're kind of just there for you to open packs, I guess. But this also implies that there are also different categories of slop, which leads us to the next category, the gacha slop. Now you might be wondering, how are these any different from each other? Well, if I had to make a comparison, one is like a turkey sandwich, while the other is like a chicken breast sandwich. See, the joke is that they're not very different. How do I transition to the next part? I think instead of trying to explain what gacha slop means, I think it's better for me to show you by example. Example number 1 is Anime Card Clash. Now that's an epic name. So in this game, you click this button and then it rolls a card for you. And once you do it 10 times, then it just does it for you automatically. And then the gameplay is that you just sit there and do nothing while you wait for more cards to come in. Yippee, I love Roblox. I love playing my video games, but I'm actually doing nothing the entire time. But then once you get enough cards, you'd probably feel inclined to use them in some way. This is where the deck building comes in. Yep, you build a deck. Deck building with an asterisk because this isn't a traditional card game. The gameplay looks like this. Yeah. In terms of deck building, you need 4 attack cards and then 4 support cards. Now, from what I gathered, the attack cards are the ones that are fighting, while the support cards add like effects that help protect your cards, I think. To be honest, I kind of just picked the cards with the highest number and just threw them all together. Yeah, I didn't really want to put too much effort into playing this. So when I did try the PvP out, I got completely obliterated. Wow, who would have guessed, huh? This looks like a bunch of horse shit, I'm not gonna lie. 12 seconds later. Yeah, I think I'm good. So then I tried their like PvE stuff, which would probably be interesting if they didn't bombard me with a bunch of OP cards in the beginning, which led to me just steamrolling everything. Yeah, so back to what I mean by gotcha slop. Basically, the way I saw it is that instead of it focusing on more of the pack opening, you kind of just get the card. There's no like performance to it, but there's at least a game attached to it. So then the next game is wait, hold on, I need to look it up. Battle a Brain Rot card, and this game is very different from the one we just played, and this also leads us to our English lesson for the day, where I am teaching you today's word, sarcasm. So starting the game, it tells you to pull a few cards, specifically 5. Afterwards, then the cards are pulled automatically. Then you use the cards that you got to build a deck of 4, because 8 is too difficult and too complex for the target demographic of this game. Then once you successfully build a deck, you can use that deck to battle other brain rots, I guess. And honestly, the gameplay is pretty fun and has a lot of room for skill expression. And remember when I talked about our English word of the day, sarcasm? Yeah, it's mask off time. If you couldn't tell, the game isn't very different, like at all. Well, actually, there is one difference that I noticed, but before I get into it, how about a quick word from our sponsor for today? From Tralala Beach to 6-7 Kings Palace, America's favorite game, Battle the Brain Rot card, has been entertaining us for half a generation. And now, through this exclusive YouTube offer, you can experience one of the most comprehensive soundtracks of one of the best pieces of media in history. Presenting the Battle of Brain Rot OST DVD set, packed with hours of what can only be considered as peak music, with songs such as Tralala Beach, Boneka Jungle, Nyanino Cloud Paradise, Bombardino Lava Zone, 6-7 Kings Palace, and so much more. For only the low cost of 67 payments of $67.67, you can get this entire physical and OST DVD set. Order now and you get an exclusive poster made by one of the artists involved, AI. We are not responsible for any type of brain damage or brain rot damage from listening to the soundtrack. Yeah, so this game is so shit that there's so little to talk about that I made a shitty TV ad skit. You're welcome. Also, if you're wondering, I based it off this old Shirley Temple ad. Maybe some of you guys know it. If you do, you are a real G, my guy. Which leads us to our final category, which is going to be Shop Slop. Now, the 2 games that I played in this category both managed to somehow be some of the laziest games I've played while having more gameplay than the other games all combined. And the reason for that is that these games are basically complete ripoffs of TCG Card Shop Simulator. The only real differences are that the cards have different art and these games are filled with microtransactions and a lot of other bullshit. I can get $1,000 if I follow this dude on Twitter. How about this might be a dick move, but what if I don't follow him, click on his followers, and just copy some dude's username, right? What about Alright. The first game was Card Shop Friends, and the only notable thing I can really say about it is that the controls just don't fucking work. This game does... I need a controller for this. Wait. Oh my gosh. Look at my turn speed. And then the other game that I played was My Card Shop. And it was different because the controls actually worked and all the art was anime. That's it. Like, bro, just play the actual game, man. So those were all the games that I played. What did I learn from them? Bro, kids these days are fucking cooked, bro. Not only can they read, but they're stuck playing this shit. Oh, hell nah, dude. It's over now. And that's the end of the video. If you liked it, make sure to check my last video where I played some Roblox collaboration games, because those were some also big stinkers. But they were pretty funny. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.